I want to talk to you a little bit about the online components of the operations class. It's links, which is the SCPRo fundamentals course. And I noticed I had SCMPro, so let me fix that right now. Okay, so that's our SCPRo. The link to the online course is here. Of course, you have to sign in. And then it brings me up all these different courses. Now, you should only have one once you sign up for it because you're only in one course. But I've taught it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 semesters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 8 different semesters. And the one that we're using this semester is this. For future reference, you'll probably be using a different one, so I'll sign up for it. It takes me in. Now, notice that here we have learning blocks and common learning blocks. There's 2 different sets. There are 7 learning blocks. These are the learning block units that we go over in class. Then there's a review, which might be helpful in preparing for the certification exam. The common learning blocks, there are 8 of them. You must do all of those, and a review. So the question is, each one of these 7 is worth 25 points. Each one of these 8 are 25 points. Now, you can leave them all for the end of the course and do them, because you can do them as many times as you want. So there's no reason not to get 100% if you're obsessed with getting that. But I would prefer if, like, when we cover learning block 1, you do learning block 1 and common learning block 1 if you can. When we do learning block 2, you do learning block 1 and common learning block 1, 2. So, and how do we do this? There's in a learning block, you can read. There's interactive activities and practice questions. Practice questions are what I've been calling a quiz. For the learning blocks, there's continue reading and practice questions. So if I go to continue reading, there's instruction videos, and whether you listen to me lecture or you listen to all of these things, you can go through, and basically it's an online textbook that explains everything that's going on. So you can follow all of this, and and just keep going until you finish. They talk about demand patterns here. We're just looking at Unit 1 and Learning Block 1. And Learning Block 1 summary, and then you're done. So now if you want to take the quiz, you can take the quiz. That's the practice. So, Learning Block 1, Demand Planning Overview. A consumer's desire and willingness to pay for a specific product or service is defined as economic demand. I think I'll stick with that answer. Let's go to the next page. Demand is best divided into which kinds? Competitive and non-competitive, individual market, short-term and long-term, collaboration and consensus. I don't know. What should we say? Short-term and long-term? Individual and market. Could be individual and market. I'm just guessing at stuff here. Finished goods that will be sold are referred to as independent demand. That much I know. The best approach to achieve consensus for creating and finalizing the demand plan is called collaboration. Some of this is logical. An estimate of future demand is defined as, well, the only thing that's an estimate of future demand is the demand forecast. So let's do that. Identify the system that integrates the individual demand forecasts and plans. and that's it's enterprise resource planning. I think does all of that, because materials requirements planning is one of the plans. A capacity requirements planning is one of the plans. And distribution requirements is one of those. So the only thing that integrates them all is the ERP, which covers all of those things. Two of the key systems that receive inputs from the demand plan are CRP and MPP. No, materials requirement planning and master production scheduling. Let's go with that. Master production scheduling and PMS. That's pretty funny. So whoever wrote that has a sense of humor. 8. Identify which planning duration has the least certainty, has the least uncertainty and lowest risk. Well, the shorter you have to forecast for, the more accurate you can become. That's a very good rule of thumb. Identify the types of forecast method used that use the historical data for calculating future demand. They use historical data, that would be quantitative. And then a collaborative process used to create an accurate demand plan enables a company to do what? Collaborative process it's used to create an accurate demand plan enables a company to do what? Increase the sales force, expand its achieve a competitive edge, of course. So let's submit the quiz, see how we did. So we submit the quiz button, and golly gee whiz, I got them all right. Okay, so if I'm done, that's how you do these things. If I got some wrong, I could go back and study it a little bit and read it again. So let's just summarize this thing. Learning blocks, there's 7 of them that you're graded for. Common learning blocks, there's 8 of them for which you're graded. I believe the questions are like the learning block questions. They're not exactly the same on the certification exam, but there's like 80% come from here, and probably 20% come from here. Here, you have interactive activities. So I'm not sure what these activities are. So you can do mix and match. Supply chain. So this is a good way to study for the certification exams too. So it says, with the latest model of Apple's iPhone coming out later this year, Apple developed a plan based on the debut of the previous model predicting the number of cell phones. That sounds like demand planning, doesn't it? Do I slide it over there? Yes. iPhones are assembled at their facility in China. So I guess this is what? Apple planned for just the right amount of components used in the process. They're also planning to store finished products in a regional warehouse. So that would be what? Procurement? Well, did they all go in order? The iPhones are assembled in China. I would say, manufacturing operations. UPS and FedEx uses ships planes. So that's transportation. End users purchase new iPhones at retail locations. That's customer service operations, probably. Or maybe it's sales. I think that's it. Apple uses a facility in China for raw materials and components that will be used to assemble iPhones. Apple keeps their finished products, so that looks like inventory management, or well, no, that looks like warehouse operations, sorry. The latest model coming out, Apple's developed a plan for the debut of the previous model, predicting the number of cell phones that may be used, that end users may purchase. I think I would put that there. Yeah, I know, undefined demand. I got to move this probably to... Well, let's see. I think I got this all backwards. I probably got some of these wrong because I'm not taking it seriously. And that one probably goes there. Let's check our answers. Ooh, I did it right. Thank God. All right, this is a good way for you to study for the exam too, to do the activities in the common learning blocks. I don't grade them, but that's a good way to study. People have asked how to do that. All right, so that's what I wanted you to see here. It's a very short video on how to use learning blocks, common learning blocks. I assigned them both. There's a review in each. You can use those to study for the exam too. So good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.